Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this game from the 9th and final classical round of the Superbet Chess Classic Tournament happening in Romania. We have Anish, Giri with the white pieces against Fabiano, Caruana with the black pieces, who is the current leader of the tournament. Fabi needs to draw, and he is guaranteed to at least tie for first. So, d4 from big Anish Giri. We have knight f6, we have c4, we have e6 going for the East Indian defense, the Indian game. Maybe looking to transpose into the queen's game, but declined. We have g3, kind of Catalan-esque. Well, actually not just Catalan-esque, it is the Catalan. We have d5, we have bishop g3, closed Catalan, bishop e4 check, knight d2. We have castles, we have a knight f3, going after the e4 square, also just developing the knight, allowing castles to happen in the future, and adding a defender to the d2 knight. b6, looking to fianchetto the bishop. We have castles, bishop b7, b3, just adding a defender to the c4 pawn. We have knight bd7, bishop b2, the double fianchetto structure. With queen e7, just making a battery with the bishop and queen from Fabiano. We have a3, bishop back to d6. We have knight h4, just moving the knight, probably intending to push f4, f5 type beat in the future. So we have b4, taking some more space on the queen side after g6 prevents knight f5 and helps to prevent f5 in general. We have b4, taking more space with the queen side, c5. Fabi lashes out with a pawn break. Very nice. We have b takes c5, b takes c5, d takes c takes d5, e takes d5, d takes c5. And knight takes c5, very epic. We have knight b3. We have knight f e4, knight a5, and rook b8 defending this bishop. We have queen d4, going for a checkmate, which Fabiano just expertly does not allow checkmate. Pretty impressive. We have knight takes b7, queen takes b7. Ensuring that this pawn is defended and putting an attacker on the bishop here. We have queen d2, which is a queen d1, sorry, which is a brilliancy from Mr. Anish Giri with the big brain. This is a brilliancy because after queen takes b7, take on d5 with check. We have king g7, and then the bishop takes on e4, knight takes on e4, queen takes on e4, and white ends up a pawn. We have queen takes b2, so this actually happens in the game. This move order, and then instead of knight takes, we have rook bd8, defending this bishop, threatening a discovery in the future. We have rook a2, kicking the queen out, queen e5, going for a queen trade. We have queen trade. We have bishop g2. We have f5, taking some more space on the king side here. We have knight f3, bishop f6, rook c2, adding an attacker to the knight. We have knight e4, and this is Fabi's kind of first big mistake in this game. He's now officially, according to the engine, losing. No, not by too large a margin, plus 1.3. But he is officially losing, so it's not looking too good for him. We have rook fc1, which is a, good thing. Rook fc1, which was the top engine move, the only winning move in that position. We have rook f7, which gives white even more advantage. We have knight a1, rook e7, knight d3, and rook D7, which is a big mistake according to the engine, because of bishop takes e4, f takes e4, knight c5, attacking the rook, rook d6, e3, and the position for black is falling apart. You're already down a pawn, and nothing's looking good. The bishop doesn't have any squares on this long diagonal, this very nice long diagonal that the bishop has ownership of. Actually, the bishop cannot land on any square except e5, which is a useless square. So, yeah. We have rook c6, a4, king h6, knight b3. So we have rook b6, knight d2, rook b6, rook c6, offering a cheeky little rook trade with a5, just preventing this a-pawn from moving ever. Rook takes e6, rook takes e6, rook c4, defending the a4 pawn, putting pressure on the e4 pawn, in fact winning the e4 pawn because this pawn is attacked twice and cannot be defended again. So we have rook b6, giving up the e4 pawn with the hope of some activity for his rook. So if rook takes, he probably intends rook b2. If knight takes, he intends rook b1 check. Probably. So if knight takes, if bishop e7, I assume intending something like rook b1 check, bishop e4, to cut the bishop off, to cut the rook off from communication with this a-pawn, defend this a-pawn, and keep everything nice. So we have rook c7, rook e6 attacking the knight, knight d2, g5, just preventing, or at least attempting to prevent f4 and h4. It does prevent h4, but not f4. We have knight b3, attacking that a5 pawn, bishop b4, which is where it was always going to go. We have knight d4, preventing this rook from getting any open files, which is just not nice for the rook. We have rook e5, g4, king g6, king g2, just bringing in the king. Endgame principles. We have rook d5, hoping that the knight will miraculously disappear, and then you get the open d file. We have king f3, rook d8, just solidifying the back rank a little. Rook c6 check. We have king f7, knight e6, hitting the rook, hitting this pawn, and just creating a bad position for everyone involved. We have rook d5, king e4, attacking the rook, rook d2, knight takes g5 with check, king e7, f4, rook a2, attacking the a4 pawn, king d5, with rook takes a4, we have rook c7 check, we have king e8, king e6, going for a checkmate on the king. We have king d8 attacking the rook, and rook c4, pinning the bishop to the rook. And just, this is a very bad position. He's simply threatening. White is simply threatening. So let's say just any move, like let's say rook a3, white simply threatens this. And there's no avoiding that, so Mr. Fabiano Caruana, leader of the tournament, resigns the game. Which means there was in fact a good chance that he would not get into a tiebreak. However, every other game in this round was a draw, though it did look likely that Ali Reza would beat Prague and thus become sole leader of the tournament. He in fact didn't, so there was a 4-way tie between Fabiano, Gukesh, Prague, and Ali Reza. I will cover the tie breaks in the next video epically.